Hi there, this is Kristen Fagan with a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. And I'll be on live in just a moment. Hey there, Tony. Nice to see you. Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen with Softlex Company, and today we're going to work on a tassel necklace, beaded tassel necklace with the Pantone Adobe Bead Mix and a few little extras just for my stash. Hey, Lydia. If you were here with me last week, we used the Pantone Adobe Mix. It's a new limited edition mix to make some fall earrings. We made 2 pairs. We made this modified hoop, and we made this really cute tassel earring. Well, I went out partying on Friday night. I went to a concert and I wore these cute little tassel earrings and I lost one. I was dancing a little wild, I guess. And I lost one of these. So I was pretty sad because it's super cute and I've worn it a couple of times already since Monday. But I still like the shape and the design, and I thought, let's take this little component that we made last week for the earring and let's change it into a necklace since I only have one. So I'm going to use the remainder of the beads from my Pantone Adobe Mix, and I also pulled out a few others. I've got some chain, I've got my Owline designed strand here, which has some nice copper components in it. And I thought maybe I'll pull something from there to add to it. I also have this big jasper that might be a focal. I don't know, but I pulled that out. And some of our new chain, we have it in copper and antique brass and silver. I have it here in the antique brass color, so I'll be mixing metals a little bit if I use that. But we also sell it in copper if you want to stick with the copper metal tone. Hi, Myra. Hi, Penny. Hi, Stacy. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take the earring that I lost and take the one I have left and turn it into a necklace. I'm using the Pantone Adobe Bead Mix. We did launch at softlexcompany.com a fall-winter Pantone color collection. So if you haven't seen that yet, it includes this mix that I'm working with today, the Adobe Mix. It also has a mix called Soybean, Rhodonite, and Fire Whirl. And then we also have a Pantone Quad, which is a 4-pack of beading wire, 4 10-foot spools of beading wire that match those color tones. I'm going to use the bone from the quad because that's what I already used in the earring. So I'm just going to stick with that same wire color today in the Softlex 0.019 diameter. And let's see. And did you catch our trick or treat party last week? How fun was that? I know a few of you on here joined us. We teamed up with Jesse James Beads to do a trick or treat Halloween party. And I worked on this necklace. I shared it, the tutorial for this one in that video. You can find the replay of night 1, which was the one that I did with Brittany Shavers, over on the Softlex Company YouTube channel. We have the replay up there to watch. And we'll have the replay for night 2, which was Deb Floros and Sarah Ayler, up shortly, hopefully within another day or so. So you can go catch that replay as well as soon as we have it up. So if you are new to Softlex Company and you are on YouTube, please click subscribe and click the bell to get notifications, and then you'll be notified when we upload the next replay for that trick or treat party. Yeah, it was really fun. Great time. It was later in the day for me. We got to dress up, and I think everyone had a really nice time. Hi, Myra. Yeah, welcome. All right, so let's turn you down. Let's see if we've got let me just show a few of the goodies here on my table. And I don't exactly know how I'm going to put it together yet, so we'll kind of bead along. I just pulled out things that I will possibly use. But before I get into that, let me show you the Pantone collection in the beads. They're kind of mixed in here, but we've got the rhodonite, which is the blue and silver mix. Fire Whirl, which is this one, the red and silver mix. Soybean, which is these creams and gold. And then this is the rest of the Adobe, with the exception of these two. These are the only two that I didn't pull out to use, just because they are like drops. They didn't quite fit for this design idea. But I think because this has some really nice golds and reds in it, I'm gonna save these to maybe use with the Fire Whirl in a design in the future. So those are the bead mixes, and then we have two of the colors in the bead strands. This is the soybean color, and this is the rhodonite. And all of these are made for us in collaboration with our friends over at Jesse James Beads, and they are exclusive to Softlex Company. Once they are gone, they are gone. They're a limited edition color palette. You can buy them separately, each individually separately, or you can get the mixes and the quad together in a bundle and save, I think it's $10 if you buy the bundle. Myra says she bought the beads but couldn't get her findings from Softlex. I'm still waiting on her beads. Yeah, I remember you purchased kind of late in the game. We had a deadline, I think, of the 13th to be able to get the beads and the findings in time for the beading party. So hopefully your beads will come soon, and you can pick up findings individually. We shared a link in our blog post. I don't know, Damien is here with Softlex. Can you share the blog post for the trick or treat Halloween party? Because we have a link on there to each of the items that was in the Softlex findings, so you can pick those up individually as well if you missed out on the kit. The trick or treat party kit has sold out. Yeah, Myra says she didn't know. I know, it was, you know, they go pretty quickly, so it's one of those things where it's like, you got to get the email or see it kind of in real time to catch it ahead of time, right? All right, let's see. What are we going to do here? So I'm going to just take these earrings and put them aside, but I wanted to re-show everyone, since these were some of the beads that we already used from that Adobe mix in that modified hoop design. And here's our little tassel earring. We made this part of the earring, which will now turn into a necklace, last week. So you can check out last week's Free Spirit Beading episode to catch up with that. Oh, another thing I have to talk about. We have a few sales going on at Softlex Company. We've got some new check glass beads in. So we've got 30% off those bundles if you buy all of the colors in one bundle. And you can check that out at softlexcompany.com right on the homepage. We also have 20% off all tools. So the entire tools section is 20% off, and that ends tomorrow, October 26th at midnight Pacific time. And then we also have 20% off what we call our curated colors in the butterscotch topaz colorway. So those are the sales that we have going on at softluxcompany.com right now. You can find the details on our website. The curated color is 20% off everything in that butterscotch topaz section. And if it's already on sale, you'll get an extra 20% off when you add it to your cart. All right, almost forgot all about that. Oh, and I think there was something else I wanted to grab from my stash. I was thinking of maybe using one of these rings to connect. What do you think about that? So I can do a ring to connect to my tassel and then bead it up. I have this jasper here that I can use, but I don't know, maybe that feels a little bit too big for that particular design. I think I'll put that aside. So we've got the ring, which is a hammered metal ring. This is the largest size we carry, the 25 millimeter from our friends over at Tierra Cast, made in the USA. So that's a possibility. I have one of these beads from a previous Jesse James bead strand. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So that's a possibility as like a in between. Dee likes the ring, Lydia likes the ring, Becky likes the ring. Yeah, I think I do too. And then, I mean, one of these beads would be fun too, but then I wouldn't have a second one. And if I keep both of them, I can just put them in the design. Myra likes the ring too. Awesome. Okay, I think we'll go with the ring. So how do we want to connect that? I have some jump rings here in my stash. I just have some like antique copper ones. And I have some of these copper textured ones. I think one of these would be nice if they fit. We've had these on outlet over at softluxcompany.com. I don't know what we have left. As I think they're starting to dwindle down. I also have and these are open, meaning that they have a little opening and I can just wiggle them free. So let's see how this works. I'm just using a chain nose plier and a flat nose plier to twist that ring open, the little jump ring, the textured one, and then twist it closed. Now these are kind of soft, these jump rings, so I think I'm going to use 2 of them. So I'm going to add another one right next to the first one. I don't know what gauge they are, but they are pretty soft. So there we've got 2. And this way, if one of them kind of pops open, hopefully the other one will help keep it protected. Looks cool so far, right? And then I might just do 2 rings again on the top. And then I can string my beading wire through it. So since these were on outlets, some of them are open and some of them are closed. So I might, which is kind of nice to have a little variation. Well, those are actually all closed ones. That one's closed. Ah, here we go. So this one's an open one. So I'm just going to add that one with my finger and close it. Let's see if I can find another. There we go. Okay, cool. So now I've got 2 rings on the top and 2 rings on the bottom. And this is the one that I'm going to use these to string my beading wire through. Lydia says, like finding a needle in the haystack. Totally. Now I have to put these aside, right? So that I can package them in another little bag for next time and know that they are closed. So now I'm going to pull out some bone soft flex beading wire. This is the medium 0.019. You would get this color if you purchase the Pantone Fall Winter Quad or the bundle, or you can always pick it up individually too. And I'm just going to string it on my rings there, and I'm going to leave it on the spool just because I'm not sure yet how much I'm going to need. So I'll just leave it on the spool and see. Which bead to start with? Which bead? Maybe this bone bead. And then these I pulled out. I don't know if any of you have these in your stash, but we were selling a copper and an antique brass strand of these little metal square cubes quite some time ago. And I still have a bunch left in the copper, antique copper color. So that's the ones that I pulled out. So I'm just going to use them as spacers. And I'm going to try, and when I add a bead here, take one and put it aside so that I have the right amount for the second side of my necklace. Karen's asking, what are the other colors for the fall Pantone colors? They are, let me grab my little tray here again and show you. I showed this in the beginning of the video, so let me just share it again. So this is the Adobe mix. Then we've got the soybean mix, which is creams and gold, champagne kind of colors in here. And then next is the Fire Whirl, which is the red and the silver. And lastly is the Night, which is the blue and the silver. So these are the other 3 bead mixes, and then plus this one is the 4th. Can you all believe it is almost Halloween already? I can't believe it. I'm helping out with a fall fest this week, this weekend at my kiddo's school. And it just is so strange that this weekend is going to be Halloween. You're welcome, Karen. Karen's also asking, what are the wire colors? They are bone, red coral, dark blue lapis, and butterscotch topaz. I don't have all the colors here at my desk right now. I'm just working with the bone at the moment. So let's see, make sure I've got 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those. You can use any other spacer beads that you want in the center here as a little accent. So I've got these copper color ones. Since I've already used some gold crimps earlier, you can always use gold if you want to brighten it up. You can use antique brass. You can use seed beads. So quite a few different options. I need one of these over here. I need one of these over here for my second side. Need another one of those. So I have this one left, this one, and this one. So this one is quite large. Do I want that one to be there? I almost feel like maybe I should swap it down here. Or maybe there and move this one. Of course, it's like the second one, right? So, but I just feel like weight-wise, it should be closer to the bottom. Hi, Gail. I know you're usually the first one here. Gail says, I almost forgot that you start at 4 Eastern now. Glad I got on the live while you were still designing. Yeah, I'm not used to it either. I just barely got my stuff done, my morning things done, before I had to jump on live. And I know it's 1 o'clock my time, but still. My morning stuff takes a while. All right, so I'm going to bring that bigger bead down to the bottom. I feel like it needs to be closer. Maybe I'll do this one next, or the sparkly one next. See, this is what happens when I don't pre-design, then I totally change all of it. What about you? Do you sit down and design and it's like you change everything? I'm pretty glad I'm going to go back to 2 p.m. Mountain Time when the time changes. But those of you on Pacific and Eastern, it will stay 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern. for the foreseeable future. Our friends over at Allegory Gallery do a video every day at 5 p.m. Eastern. And so by me going on a little bit earlier, you can catch their Monday video instead of us overlapping like we were before. All right, I think that'll work. I'll do the same thing on the other side. A bead between the jump rings might be neat. Oh, right there. I didn't think about that. That might be neat. Ooh, what bead can I do? I have a little hishi that I can stick in there. That's only one. But if I take any others, or I can do, maybe I can do this one, and then I just don't have that. That would be okay. All right, let me put a little bead stopper. Or I can try one of the spacer beads. So now that I need to go on the other side, I'm going to cut some wire free. What bead do we want to put and try and put in between these jump rings? I could try this one. What do you think of that? A spacer bead? Let's try the spacer bead. See, the spacer bead I think is going to be too small, and the rings are going to just kind of want to go over it. So that one didn't quite work. Maybe the hishi bead that I have here, that came in the mix. Just sort of sit right between. That could work. And I only have one of them. What do you think? Yeah, I'll give that a try. Let's see what happens when we add a few more of the beads. Oh, it still might go over it. I'm going to pick it up and see what happens when I'm hanging it like it would on a necklace. Okay, so if it's on the necklace, it'll hang like that. I think that's cool. Nice idea. Whose idea was that? I did not, I didn't see. Let me scroll back up. Linda, a bead between the jump rings might be neat. First time I've caught you live, very nice. Great idea, Linda. Hope says, I love the beading clamps. I design, string, and walk away and then come back and redesign. Yeah, these little bead stoppers are fantastic. I really don't know what I did without them. They are my favorite tool ever. And they are 20% off right now in the tool sale. You can get them in 2 different sizes. This is the regular size, which I like the regular size for most things, especially just random stringing. But we also have these little mini ones, which is good when you're using things like multi-strands, or if you're using some lighter beads, or you're doing something small like earrings or something like that. I like to use these when I do kumihimo also, because they can hold the end of each strand and not be too big to be in my way. But generally, these are my favorite, the bigger ones for just everyday stringing. Anna Marie says, I usually design on the fly. And you were spot on about getting it off in a different direction. The beads are definitely the boss. 100%. I always feel like you just have to get started and start stringing with the idea that you may just take it all apart, right? Because once you get going, then the ideas start to form, or you start to recognize, okay, that doesn't make sense with the weight, or it doesn't make sense with how it will hang. These are like a hollow bead, so you have to get your beading wire just so through the center. There we go. Marisol loves everything about these mixes. She ordered 2 of each. Oh my gosh, you're going to make so many beautiful things. I do think the mixes are great because, you know, you've got all this combination of different sizes and shapes and sparkle and tones, and then they all go together so beautifully. So it takes the guesswork out of mixing beads around, right? Lois is asking, what mix is that? I came on late. It is the Pantone Collection Adobe Color Mix. And I think when I looked before our video today, we were almost sold out of this one, the quickest. So I think we have the least amount left of this particular mix. I want to say it's somewhere around 18 of them left, something like that. And I can see why, because it really is lovely. Is this right? No, this isn't right. That's not right. Yes, a tool sale, 20% off. So the entire tool category. So if you go to softflexcompany.com, click on tools, and then on the left-hand side, you'll see a subcategory list, and you'll see all of our pliers, the crimping pliers, cutters, my favorite, the multi-mandrel wire working, all of the wig jigs are in there, the bead stoppers, even things just like bead mats and stuff like that too, if you happen to need some of those. That's a great idea, Lydia. Lydia uses a design board so that she can change it before she starts stringing. Oh, I still have these 2 little guys left, so I have to add those in. But here's how it's looking. If I had another hishi left, I might, actually I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that now because it's already on there. But I like that little hishi in the center. Oh, Gail bought the bundle and then another of the Adobe mix because it's her favorite. I think other people did the same thing as you, Gail, because I noticed, I was like, oh, the Adobe mix is really the first one that's probably going to go, unless something else changes between now and then. But It definitely looked like the Adobe's the first one out the door. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do now is, because I cut my wire, I'm gonna add some chain. So you could either, if you had left this long and you were using soft flex, you can crimp it here and then just let the bone be the end, or you can attach it to something. And I think I'm gonna attach it to this chain I've got here. And like I said, this is the antique brass color. I think this is the 2x3. Damien, will you look and see what the sizes are on the chain? Because I think there's 3 different sizes. I can probably measure that to find out which one this one is. And I'm gonna grab some crimps, and let's see. I've only done a crimp down here so far, and it's gold. And then this little tassel has a gold jump ring. So I could go and use the gold as my crimps, or I can stick with the copper. What do you think? Should I have a little bright gold crimp, or should I stick with the copper? The gold crimp would kind of bring in the little gold ball from the bottom, even though you barely see it. It is there. So maybe that'll give us a continuity. So I'll add the gold, and then I'm gonna, that's a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. Softlex Company crimp tubes are amazing. And then I'm gonna go back down with my beading wire through that crimp to create a loop. Thank you, Damien. Chain sizes are 3x7, 2x3, and 2x4. And I believe I have the 2x3 size here. Well, let me see. I might have a... No, it doesn't tell me on the package. But I'm pretty sure I have the smaller of the two. But any of them will do. So there we have it. And I'm going to use my magical crimping pliers. You can use any crimping pliers you want, but I love the magical crimping pliers. These are perfect for Softlex beading wire. The medium with the 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes has to be the 2x2 size crimp tube. And then once you get your crimp right in the middle, I'm just going to put it right in the center of that notch. Before I squeeze it, I like to make sure that my loop is the size I want it, and then you can pull on your towel if you want to make it a little bit smaller. And then give it a good squeeze. It will pinch all 4 corners, making it look like a little ravioli. Turn it on its side 90 degrees, place it back in that notch, and then squeeze again. And then I'm going to rotate it a few more times. And that will make a nice oval rounded crimp. And then you can trim off your extra. Just like so. And if you have little seed beads or something, you can always decorate that wire even further if you wanted to. But I don't mind the bone wire standing out because I've got some bone here and I've got some bone down here. So it's kind of nice just to have a little more bone. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I had, let's see, let me see how much chain I had. I think this will be think this is about a foot. But I'm hoping I don't have to put a clasp on it. So just a nice long tassel necklace. Oh, it's 18 inches. Oh, this will be really long. So let me make sure I want to use all of it. Marisol says, Kristen, you rock the trick or treat party design. Thank you. Oh, actually, I think it's going to be just where I want it. Cool. All right, let me measure the beaded part too so we can figure out how long I made this. So 18 inches for the chain. And I think we're selling the chain in 3 feet increments. And then we've got another 10.5 inches, probably closer to 11 when I add the crimp and the loop. So that's about a 30-inch necklace. Nice long tassel. So you can obviously make it shorter. You can make your chain shorter and have a clasp at the end, but I just wanted this one to fit over my head. I do not, Phyllis. Phyllis is asking, do you ever run your wire down through the beads instead of cutting it off? I do not. And I've been taught with Softlex Company that is not a necessary thing when you're using good quality beading wire and good quality crimps. You do not need to go down into your bead. And in fact, a lot of times what will happen is if you're using a bead or stringing with beads that you can't get 2 strands through and you decide to go down a diameter, so you want to go back through your beads and the medium doesn't work and instead you go down to a fine, you're in that case, you could be compromising your entire design because you're using a thinner wire on the entire design solely because you want to go back through your beads. So by not going back through my beads, I can use a thicker wire for my actual design and not worry about compromising the entire thing. So if you can fit 2 down and you like the way that looks, you can go ahead and do that. Because I think with these beads, we have big enough holes that I could go back down, but it's really not necessary. As long as you crimp properly and you're using good quality crimps and good quality beading wire, you can cut it right off at the crimp. So now I'm just going to want to make sure that I create my loops very similar in size because you're going to see these and you want to make sure that they are close to the eye, to the mind's eye. And I'm also putting my necklace in a circular shape, in a U shape, so that my beads have some room to breathe. If I tried to crimp this straight and did it nice and tightly, then I'm not going to have that like fluidity and it's not going to lay properly on me. So it's always important to put your necklace or your bracelet in a shape similar to how it's going to lay on you before you go ahead and crimp. And then you're going to find the center of that notch. And before I squeeze down, I'm just going to pull it one more time up and make that loop a little smaller. And then I'll squeeze. And then I'll rotate it, put it back in, squeeze again. And now I'm just going to twist. And then I can take my cutters, like a pair of flush cutters, and you can put it right up to that crimp, the flat part right up to that crimp, and snip away. And there we have it. So that turned out to be a really cute design. I was so sad when I lost one of my earrings last on Friday, but I think I ended up pulling that together and creating a really fun necklace that'll go really well with the earrings we made last week. Doesn't quite fit in the frame. There we go. Lenny is asking, what size wire do you use with the 3x3 crimp tube? I use medium wire when I'm using multiple strands. So a 2x2 crimp tube is going to hold up to 3 strands of Softflex beading wire. If you're working on a design where you want to crimp 4 or more, I think it goes all the way up to like 12. So from 4 strands all the way up to 12 strands with the medium diameter, you would use a 3x3 millimeter crimp tube. So it's really more for more strands. And we have a page on our website in the tips and tricks section that actually has a table that breaks down when to use what crimp. So if you are confused about that, go to softflexcompany.com, go to the School of Design section, click on tips and tricks, and then click into our crimp page. And we've got a whole lot of information there for you, including a table on which crimps go with what wire and like how many strands you're using. Hi, Barbara. I love this necklace and design. Thank you. I do too. I didn't end up using this one at all, but I was thinking if I wanted some more copper components that we could have grabbed them from the Halloween bead strand, but alas, we had enough. Becky is asking, off topic, is it possible to cut a snake chain with a clasp on it and then put the clasp back on the smaller snake chain piece? Ooh, I feel like snake chain doesn't have any real openings. Like this kind of chain has all of these little loop openings here to work with. I'm trying to picture what snake chain even looks like. Maybe send us the question at info@softflexcompany.com or to me directly, Kristen, Kristen, at softflexcompany.com with a picture, because I can't quite visualize what a snake chain looks like right now. I feel like it doesn't have any openings. That is very true, Lydia. She also says, and with Softflex, you don't have to bead all the way up. You can leave the wire showing. Totally. So you can definitely have just left the wire showing and crimped here and left the bone if you wanted to do that instead of adding the chain. Dee learns something new every time she watches these videos. Awesome. Yeah, now I'll find the other. Now I'll find the other earring. Yeah, I felt it fall off my ear and onto the grass. We were out like by the lawn at a concert, so I don't think I'm gonna find it. Let me put this necklace on a neck piece for you. Let's see if I have a neck piece large enough. Thanks for sharing the crimp page. So Softflex Company shared. Thanks, Damien. All about crimps. You go to softflexcompany.com/all-about-crimps, and then you'll find our table I was talking about. Gail says, I think they have special ends for snake chain. Yeah, I think they do too. I'm going to take my little spider necklace off and put this one on here instead. It'll be a little long, but I'll put it down to the lowest one. Still a little long, but that's super pretty. And I'm going to pull it the wrong way. There we go. It's about the same length on as this one. So that's why I wore this necklace today, because I knew I wanted to make it similar in length. Here, let's just put this on here. So I'll take a picture of this and share it in VIB. I think I'll get a chance to do a blog this week. When I have a chance, I do a blog on Tuesday to wrap up my video from Monday. I did not get a chance last week to do it. It just sort of depends on what's going on. And then there we go. That turned out really great. I think it'll be my new fall favorite necklace. I hope it will be yours too. So I'll go ahead and take a picture, and hopefully I'll get a blog up tomorrow that shows the necklace along with the earrings from last week as a complete set. So you can find our blogs at softflexcompany.com. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll see our most recent. I think it posts about 6 or so. Wonderful. Barb says her order will be here today. I just might do something very similar. I hope you do. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today. I hope you have a great week. Remember, we've got tools on sale, 20% off. We have 20% off the butterscotch topaz category, which has butterscotch topaz soft flex wire and a bunch of beads that are in those browns and earth tones that match. And we've got 30% off bead bundles. So new check glass beads, if you buy the entire bundle, all of the colors at once, you get 30% off those. We have the Pantone mix bundle. So you get all 4 mixes that I showed today, along with the Pantone quad of beading wire for $10 off versus buying them individually. And we have new kits this week. So on Wednesday is kit day. Hooray! So Sarah will be on with the Woodland Walk kit, which I know many of you are just oohing and eyeing over. So cannot wait to see her open that package. And then we'll have a brand new kit available for you. And then on Friday, we have the Great Bead Extravaganza Takeover Day for Softflex Company. So join us over in the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook group for our Takeover Day. We'll have all sorts of stuff going on Friday. We're going to be doing a video in the morning. We're going to do, I think we've got 4 giveaways throughout the day. And then we also have sales going on, special sale just for the group. So do join us over at the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook group page. And I will see you all on Friday in there. And I'll catch you with Sarah on Wednesday in the comments, right? So Sarah will be at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. And I think our video will be around 10 a.m. on Friday in the Great Bead Extravaganza page. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. I will see you next time. See you next Monday, again at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, for our next episode of Free Spirit Beading. Bye.